And I'm trying to get my hands on a T-shirt, their T-shirt, so I can put it up. I want to try and frame it and put it up at
nice.
on the wall for the season. So it's very exciting, and I promised everybody that I'll be keeping up updates for the team up on the Facebook page for Pizza Palace.
Oh, great. So generally, do you sponsor a team every year? Or?
Every year, yep.
Okay.
We have for the past 11 years. Pizza Palace has sponsored a team, and since I bought the business a few years ago, I've decided that that's obviously one of the things that I wanted to keep, and actually wanted to even get more involved. So I try to support the community that I'm in any possible way, typically.
So, sorry to digress there a little bit onto that.
That's okay, but
that's
the reason that I brought this with me, and I just wanted to say, go Scrappers! All right.
All right, go Scrappers. So let's get back to the Business Alliance here.
Yes.
So who are some of the members? What type of businesses are in there now, and what type of businesses do you think you could like to bring into that?
I don't think that I've come across any business that might not be fit for the Greater Milford Business Alliance. I'm sure there might be some, but I haven't come across any. We really haven't come across any, and we're looking to grow the group a little bit. On average, right now, the size of the group is right around 15, which typically where we've been over the past few years and continue to be. So we've always added a few members, and you lose a few members due to different things that happen during the cycle of life. Either somebody moves their business out, outside of the Milford area, or somebody gets relocated, especially anybody that works for a company as opposed to owning their own business and then move to a different office, anything of the sorts. So I find that a lot of really any business in Milford or the Greater Milford area is welcome to come in. Just sit in through a meeting or two, see if this makes sense for them, and decide if they want to join or not. We're a non-profit group, so the membership dues are only meant to cover really the cost of having the group and just being able to meet once every couple of weeks, stuff like that. There's nothing in there that is any more than that. It's very basic, very simple. And we do actually try to also support our community. We do try to take some causes, smaller causes that we can handle here and there. So there's the pumpkin stroll that we've been involved in the past couple of years. I know typically about 500 folks usually show up to the pumpkin stroll. A lot of kids.
Oh, that's great.
That come in. It's a fantastic time.
I was there last year, Joe, and I'd have to say it was more in the 1,000 range.
More than 1,000.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We went through just a ton of candy, and I couldn't believe the amount of people. Now it wasn't raining, because the prior years it had been raining, so the weather was good, of course. But what a turnout we had! It was amazing. So
we do try to get involved in the community anytime we can. The discussion on the table that we had at the past meeting is actually adopting a trail as part of the Milford Trail. So we might actually, that's something that we're still talking about. Although we all voted that we like the idea, so I think that's something that we're probably going to do, and be able to just adopt the trail, and that's exciting because then it'll be the Greater Milford Business Alliance part of the trail. So that's pretty good.
Yeah. I remember one year also, I think you did a blood drive, which was pretty successful. So.
It was very successful as well. Yep, absolutely. So again, it's one of those things where what I like about the group is that we get out of the group what we put into it, and a lot of times we are going through different stages in business. So it might be where right now is my busy season and I'm incredibly busy, but it might also be a downtime for somebody else within the group, and rather than say, well, okay, I'm very busy and I won't be able to do anything, and no, I can't do anything right now for the community, somebody in the group might be like, this is the best time to do it. And if we have 2-3 individuals within the group that can handle this for the next, let's say month, whatever the cause is that they choose to do, then why not? It's perfect. And then because when they're busy, then that might be my downtime, and I might be able to then take on a cause. And that's how we end up typically at the end of the year. We would have taken on maybe 3-4 good causes for the community that we wanted to support.
Right.
And that's something where we vote on as a group and make sure that as a group we want to move forward and do this.
Sure. Now, Joe, you were talking a little bit before the break on what actually happens in the meetings. So can you just talk a little bit about the structure that goes on there, and the types of topics that you have going on?
Absolutely. Typically we start right at 7 o'clock. And what we do for the first roughly about 10-15 minutes is really networking time. That's really our time to kind of awaken the brain a little bit, the brain cells. Drink some coffee, just be able to get going, and really kind of network with each other. A lot of times we use the opportunity where you can do so much via email, but email is very impersonal. It's a great tool, absolutely fantastic, and we all use it. But there's nothing can replace a face-to-face. So you want to be able to have the face-to-face conversation, and we use the first 10-15 minutes of a meeting essentially devoted to face-to-face, so I can give you updates on here's what I found, here's what I came across, or gee, another business person came into my shop and mentioned this, have you heard anything? So that's what we use kind of the first 10-15 minutes is just the power of networking really at its best. After that, what we do is we go into what we call a 60-second commercial, where every individual, we just pretty much go across the room, and every individual just tells us a little bit about their business. And that really serves to kind of remind all of us who's in the room, what their business is, and what they're really good at. And that's extremely powerful because you can meet somebody and you can say, okay, Joe at Pizza Palace, great, fantastic, and you can draw your own conclusions of, okay, it's a pizza restaurant, and whatever your experiences have been with pizza restaurants. But there's a lot of things about Pizza Palace that until you get to know me or until you get to know Pizza Palace a little bit better, you're not going to know that information. Right. So we use that 60 seconds essentially to be able to go around and say, hey, today what I want to talk about is I want to talk about one item about Pizza Palace, and I might stay with that theme. For a whole season. So during the summer, I might just talk about salads at Pizza Palace, and my 60-second commercial will just be about salads and how we make salads at Pizza Palace.
So kind of like a little elevator pitch, and you keep it short.
Yeah, it's 60 seconds.
Get everyone involved. And
yeah, and we don't, I know some groups kind of have a timer going, and after 45 seconds or 60 seconds, it's like, bing, your time is up. Yeah. For us, that really doesn't happen. We want to be able to give the opportunity for every business in that group to kind of talk about what they want to talk about.
Get their point across. Yeah.
Right, without going overboard. I mean, there's limits to everything, so you don't want to go on for 5 minutes. Right. You're going to lose everybody. After a while, it's just going to be like, da-da-da-da-da, and then, you go onto your to-do list in your mind on what you're going to be working on that day. So we kind of keep it short, but you want to be able to educate the different businesses about what is different about you, what is it that you're working on right now, what projects are you working on, what are you focusing on right now. And we do that, for every member in the group, and that takes us right to around 8 o'clock, and right around 8 o'clock, typically we have one group member that will do a 15-minute presentation and kind of expand. So that's the opportunity at that point if somebody wants to really expand.
Depth. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then after that, really, we keep it from 8:15 to about 8:30. A little bit, like I said, sometimes we go beyond 8:30. Those are the times that we're talking about community involvement. We're talking about different tasks that we want to get involved with. What do we want to do? Are there different projects going on in the community?
I remember one meeting I thought was pretty cool, Joe. Someone had a problem with their business. And I think it was in regards to setting up a website, if I recall, or actually no, it was a social networking, and what's the best way to go about that. So we kind of had a little round table where everyone offered their opinions on the best way for this particular individual to accomplish the social networking and to get their name out there the best and more efficient way. I think that's a pretty good value that the group offers.
Absolutely beyond belief. I don't think you can put a dollar amount to the value of something like that, because you go out and you talk to experts, and everybody tells you got to be involved in social media. Social media is the way to go. You got to be on Facebook. You got to be on Twitter. Okay, I get it. I mean, as a business person, I get it. So now you say, all right,
what do I do now?
I'm going to be on Facebook. So I created a Facebook page for Greater Milford Business Alliance. We have a Facebook page.
Yeah.
Check mark. You put that next to the task and you say, okay, accomplished. Now what? I don't know, you're on Facebook. Okay, I am. What do I do with it? It's like, well, if I have to explain it to you, then obviously you shouldn't be on Facebook.
Right.
All right, wait a second. You're the expert. So it was incredibly powerful to be able to sit around with a number of business people around the table that have varying experiences with social media, and allow you to be able to give you an insight into what has worked and what isn't working, what have they tried and what they haven't tried but thinking of trying. And now that allows you as an individual to say, all right, Joe tried this in the insurance business and it didn't work, but in the pizza business it might work, so it might be worthwhile for me to try it. Or I might draw the conclusion that says, well, Joe tried it, didn't work, it's not going to work for me either. Then I'm not gonna why fall on my face if it's already happened and I don't need. So I can learn from others, and it will allow us to just learn so much faster. I mean, you can just take that and just say the knowledge just goes exponentially high. It just goes exponentially up.
So you're bouncing ideas off other people, which that's an effective way, like you said. I mean, I agree.
Incredibly. I mean, I just because it's a personal story, so I can share it with you and tell you a little bit about what we had a theme one day talking about the 60 seconds, and I said, the theme was what's keeping you up at night. And when it came to my turn, I said what's keeping me up at night is actually the weather in Arizona. Now this is back in February, and everybody looked at me funny. Why is the weather in Arizona keeping you up? Well, Arizona and Mexico actually, right around January, experienced a historic level freezing temperature at night, where it actually went below 32, and they had freezing for about a week. And they haven't seen that in about 130 years. So that actually killed the entire season as far as all greens, all leafy greens, lettuce, actually even not just leafy greens, cucumbers, celery sticks. All of a sudden, celery sticks, like the price for celery went up 300%. And you're just like, celery, it's nothing exotic about it. It's celery, are you kidding me? Right. But the prices just went through the roof. And sitting around the group, I said, I'm panicking. I don't know what to do because iceberg is what I use for my lettuce, for the salads, sorry. And now the price of iceberg lettuce has quadrupled overnight. And a lot of the suppliers that I use are not even carrying lettuce, so I can't even get iceberg lettuce. How am I going to sell salads, and how do you explain that to a customer? And how do I go to a customer and say, yeah, you know what, I'm going to have to double the price of a salad? Customers are not going to understand that, and they're just going to look at me and say, what's wrong with this picture? So the group was able to kind of just very fast, just say, well, Joe, have you tried field greens? Have you tried romaine lettuce? Have you tried this? Have you tried that? And really, out of the discussion, a whole new salad at Pizza Palace was born. And it's been such a hit. Every customer has complimented me up and down on the salads. Now that iceberg lettuce prices have come back down to earth where they belong, and now that we're getting the supply out of Florida, that's it. There's a new salad born at Pizza Palace, and I will never switch back. So now the salad has all of the field greens in it. It's actually a better salad for everybody, and everybody loves it.
Great story.
So there
you go. The value of the Greater Milford Business Alliance right there.
Exactly. And that's where that power of networking comes in, and power of different individuals with a lot of experience. And not necessarily in the restaurant industry, but it didn't matter. They can still take something out of their business and be able to relate it to you and be able to help you out.
Yeah.
And that's the power of networking.
Joe, what is the website for the group?
It's actually the Greater Milford Business Alliance.com.
Okay.
And you'll go right through the website, and you'll be able to find all of the members right there listed on the website. I'll be able to tell you a little bit more about us. It'll tell you a little bit about our mission statement, our values.
And you meet at the Milford Town Library.
So we meet every Tuesday,
okay.
Every other Tuesday at 7 a.m. And it's at the town.
So the next meeting would be May
2nd.
2nd.
Yep. Next meeting is May 2nd, and that's 7 a.m. at the Milford Town Library, and we meet downstairs at the, I think it's called the Quarry Room.
And breakfast?
Breakfast is usually, there's continental breakfast. It's bagels, sometimes some sweets, but definitely coffee.
Fantastic.
Okay. Are we out of time, or how are we doing? Almost, yeah.
All right. Oh, it's May 3rd. I'm sorry. I'm getting
Tuesday. It's Tuesday, May 3rd.
It's Tuesday, May 3rd. That's what they're okay.
All right. So May 3rd.
We now have an audience here.
All right.
And the audience is helping out. That's audience at home, and that's like fantastic. Like, ooh, thank you. So that wasn't like 3 minutes to go. That was May 3rd.
I know. And that's going to be it for our show today. Mark, thanks for coming again. Great job. Good to be with you again.
Joe.
All right, Mark.
Joe,
appreciate it. Thank you.
Fantastic job, Mr. Presidente of the Greater Milford Business Alliance and President of Pizza Palace.
Right, and go Scrappers. Woo!
Go Scrappers.
Very good.
Thanks, everyone, and have a great night.